we should leave them. And they have been good and valuable members for many years, winning the league trophy on a record number of times.
Yeah.
Somebody's just saying here, theoretically you could ban a whole club from playing on your green.
Indeed, so if it came that way, it's a dangerous situation.
And do you realise that if you leave a club, and we all have, without resigning in writing, then technically you are a lapsed member, and technically you could invoke a ban, and that's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
I am going to, with my thanks to both Jamie and Don for letting me come in on this talking programme. I have written a 2 or 3 page dossier here, which nearly went to solicitors over what could have been possibly definition of my character.
Right.
I withheld that, by the way, because I didn't want to go down that avenue. I've got and will publish this when I set up a website for anybody who has missed this programme, Jamie,
right,
who would like to know more about it.
Yeah.
And I invite them
yeah,
to say anything they wish to say, either against me,
yeah,
because my conscience is clear and pure. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I know that Victoria Bowling Club will get to know about this programme,
yeah,
and maybe they may have a rethink.
Yeah.
I really do hope they do, because they are, and a lot of them still are. It's just the committee that I'm getting at.
I have recorded this show as well, so
thank you.
We'll be on.
It's just the committee I'm getting at, because I've still many friends, both in the veterans section and the bowling section, who always welcome me. We always have a drink wherever we go, apart from Victoria Bowling Club.
Yeah.
And
certainly in our place.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, stopped with you the
We had
other
a good
night.
night, didn't we?
We had a very good night.
And,
we did, yeah.
And the good night on the green as well. It was
No,
really,
that's all I've got
brilliant.
to say, but please,
So what would you like to do that? Would you want to keep that for you?
if you could, please,
Yes.
you can have this, because I can remember every word of this, because it's the truth.
Yeah.
And you can always remember the truth. It's lies that you cannot remember,
Yeah.
that you said.
Yep.
So thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Don.
It's been a pleasure.
No problem. So what I'll do now is just put it to the people listening. Got any questions for Malcolm? We've got about a quarter of an hour to go, and then we're going to be looking at the Stockport leagues and stuff. Just put it to everybody out there. Have they got any questions? Jimmy says, Malcolm used to live and breathe the Victoria. Our verbal battles were memorable.
Who's that?
That's Jimmy Parker at Blackpool.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you again sometime.
Les Meyer from our club says, well done, Malcolm. Well spoken.
Well, I've known you a long time, Les, in the Parks League.
Neil Jenkinson says, well done, Mal.
Thanks, Neil.
Crown Green says, be careful about posting the document. Make sure you name the author. I will definitely name the author. No problem.
It would be an ideal time, perhaps next week, for a Vic member to appear on the show.
Well, I was hoping this. There wouldn't be fisticuffs or anything in talk.
No.
You know, this might go on too long. I don't know.
Right.
But yes, please do.
If
And invite the S&D League.
Yeah, because
what their views are, because it affects them more probably in the future than it has done of late.
It just concerns me that the S&D committee, and I'm not going to say anything out of tune now, I just think the S&D committee are a long way behind the times. And we've come up against incidents over the winter where the league has changed from 12 to 10.
Yeah.
And things have not gone how you would expect them to do with the committee. It's awful to say, but I think the committee needs some new blood.
Jamie, as we all know you as, not James. Jamie, I've known your dad a long while as well, and he's done a lot of administrative work in most sports.
Yeah.
But please be careful how you approach the S&D League, because as Frank Quigley has written in this week's Express, he wants people to be involved in the administration side of bowls and get a lot of new ideas. Maybe we as the old guard have lost out in things that should be coming.
we had an idea on the show.
Well, come forward.
Playoffs and the season third place club.
Come forward with it and get more people willing to do the donkey work.
Yeah.
So don't offend the S&D League, whereas 2 or 3 of them might say, well, that's how they feel, stuff it.
Yeah.
I don't want this
You
position.
can't beat them, join them.
No, we've
And
said,
improve
me and Don have
further
actually
within.
said, we're thinking of going on, so we're
Well,
not,
that's superb if you could.
yeah, we're not talking out of school, we are thinking of going on.
We are.
No, I'm in no
Yeah.
hurry, and I can stop as long as you want, but if there's any more people that like to just come in on it, I'd be quite willing.
I'd like to say on behalf of Talking Balls, it's not an attack on any club, it's just a concern on the state of our league at the time. It could just descend into total chaos.
It couldn't.
Somebody else is saying, I can understand Malt being refused membership, but if what we've heard is true, I can't see why they would ban him.
Correct. I have never ever been disciplined. I have never ever been threatened by suspension or 6 month suspension, which is the minimum number. 12 months is the maximum. I've never ever been brought in front of the committee. And honestly, to this day, the only reason that I don't go in there is because I resigned. They would not let me rejoin,
Yeah.
and after that they came in, and I have never been told the reason of why any ban should be implemented.
Right, okay, another question. Is it right that a Vic member playing for another team cannot play against the Vic, although the rule has actually been broken?
Yes, it has been broken. It is a rule within the club that they cannot play for any other club against the Victoria whilst a current member in that particular league that the Victoria Bowling Club are going to be bowling against a member. But there is nothing to stop a member, say, playing in the Landudno League and being a member of the club. But he must not play against the Victoria Bowling Club whilst a member and playing against Victoria in that particular league. In fact, whilst at Vernon Park, it was amazing, and I'm going to mention a lovely fella's name who bowled many years with the county, but who never ever seemed to play against Victoria Bowling Club, either at home or away. He wouldn't do it, and that was Mr. Jeff Cannon.
Yeah.
One of the nicest people you've ever
Yes, he
met,
was.
now deceased,
Yes,
so he
he is,
can't
yeah.
come back on that. But I thank Jeff, although I missed him as a player, he would not contravene the Victoria Bowling Club rules.
That's
Right.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Gosling from Hazel Grove says it's absolutely scandalous that you can't play at Webb Lane.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks. I don't know what we can do about it, but I do hope that the Victoria Bowling Club will rescind my banning.
Jimmy's saying Freddie threatened you a few times and you were on the same team.
Freddie Hume, I presume.
Yeah.
Freddie Hume, he was another one that was banned from one club many years ago over a matter with a lady member at Great Moor Bowling Club.
Yes, I
But
believe
now
so.
Freddie's deceased, let's go and not go down that avenue.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, in the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to be looking at the Stockport leagues and we give predictions on the games and things.
Good.
If you want to stay for that, you're more than welcome.
Well, it's an experience, Jamie, and I've enjoyed doing it. I thought I might struggle, but I think I've held my position,
Yeah,
and I
indeed.
think I've enlightened people, and maybe something good can come out of what you've allowed me to say.
Yeah, I think we need some kind of dialogue with the Vic lads.
Keith Robbins is saying, on a different note, Malcolm, I'd love to hear your opinion on the decline of Stockport Parks.
Well, the only thing I can say is that, and I don't know why, but one of the reasons why is that we're not getting the youngsters through who are willing to do the hardcore of the jobs. It would have finished a long while ago had not Frank Quigley took up the position of president of the Bowling League. Now Dennis Evans is doing a good job, and the decline is that we've got to improve our game in this area at Parks level.
Yeah.
We have lost a lot of good players, and I can go through 2 or 3 teams still playing in the other Stockport Parks League.
Yeah.
You know, and we would have a superb county team. But when I see the present county team, good luck to them because they're still holding the game going in the Parks Championship.
Yeah.
I've walked hundreds of, well, I haven't walked,